In this video, you will learn how to set and use a micropipette. Micropipettes are used to transfer small volumes of liquid, usually less than 1 milliliter. Keep in mind, 1 milliliter equals 1,000 microliters. The scale of micropipetters are set for microliters. The micropipetters are very expensive and delicate instruments costing $250 to $300 each. Therefore, proper handling is important to avoid damage. There are 3 different sizes of micropipettes you use in the lab. Each micropipette is capable of transferring different ranges of volumes. The maximum volume in microliters that can be transferred by a micropipette is indicated on the round button plunger. For example, this is a P20. It is used to measure ranges from 2 to 20 microliters. This is a P200. It is used to measure ranges from 20 to 200 microliters. This is a P1000. It is used to measure ranges from 100 to 1000 microliters. This is a P1000. The red digit at the top corresponds to the thousands place. The middle digit corresponds to the hundreds place. The digit at the bottom corresponds to the tenths place. This pipette is set to pick up 690 microliters. This is a P200. The upper digit corresponds to the hundreds place. The middle digit corresponds to the tenths place. The bottom digit corresponds to the ones place. This pipette is set to pick up 182 microliters. This is a P20. The upper digit corresponds to the tenths place. The middle digit corresponds to the ones place. The red digit at the bottom corresponds to the tenths place. This pipette is set to pick up 18.5 microliters. For the greatest accuracy, always choose the smallest pipetter that will handle the volume you like to move. Never exceed the upper or lower limits of the micropipetters. For instance, a P200 should not be used to pipette 10 microliters or 205 microliters. Exceeding the limits can result in damage to the micropipette. For this demonstration, we'll use the P1000 pipette. Set the desired volume by carefully turning either the dial at the top or the black volume adjustment ring at the body of the micropipette to the appropriate volume. This micropipette has now been set to 600 microliters. In order to take up the desired volume of liquid, you must first place a plastic pipette tip on the end of the micropipette. Different micropipettes use different pipette tips. The P20 and 200 pipettes use the yellow tips. The P1000 use the blue tips. Be sure to use the correct tip for your micropipette. To put a tip on the end of the micropipette, gently but firmly insert the end of the micropipette into the pipette tip. Do not bang on the tip as it may damage the micropipette. Liquid is picked up and expelled using the plunger at the top end of the micropipette. The plunger is operated by pressing down using your thumb. There are 2 different stop positions when to press. The first stop is the point of initial resistance or the load line. The second stop is reached when the plunger is depressed beyond the initial resistance or is in contact with the body of the pipette. In this lab, only the first stop will be used to pick up the liquid. The second stop should only be utilized to completely expel liquid from the tip. Using the P1000, I will now demonstrate the process used to pick up and expel liquid. Grasp the pipetter in your hand so the side with the small white ejection button is facing your palm and your fingers wrapped around the volume display window. Place your thumb on the plunger. Begin by depressing the plunger to the first stop. Keep the plunger depressed in the micropipette in the vertical position with the tip facing down. Put the pipette tip into the solution so that it is immersed just enough to cover the end, or between 2 and 4 millimeters. Slowly and carefully release the plunger to draw the liquid up. Wait for 1 extra second before removing the tip. After removing the tip from liquid, keep the micropipette in a vertical position with the tip pointed down. To expel the liquid, place the pipette tip at an angle of 10 to 45 degrees against the wall of a receiving vessel. Depress the plunger to the first stop point. Wait 1 second and then depress the plunger to the second stop point to remove any remaining liquid to the tip. Without releasing the plunger, remove the tip by sliding it up the wall. Now you may release the plunger and eject the tip to the appropriate container by pressing the small white button at the top of the pipette. When finished using a pipette, carefully place the pipette back in the appropriate rack. A new pipette tip should be used when pipetting a new liquid or if a tip touches any surface. Now some important reminders. Never use a micropipette without a tip attached. Liquid will enter the pipette, causing corrosion and contamination. Do not adjust the pipette beyond its volume limits. The volume will not be accurate and you may damage the pipette. Properly attach the tip, gently but firmly insert the micropipette into the tip. Do not bang on the tip while trying to attach it to the micropipetter. This can damage the pipetter. When picking up a sample, remember you should only press the plunger to the first stop. Pressing beyond the first stop will cause you to take up a volume larger than intended. Always pause after releasing the plunger to allow the full volume of liquid to enter the tip. Removing the tip from the liquid too early can result in air from the tip rather than the liquid. When pipetting from a narrow container, make sure your tip is at a proper depth in the sample so liquid rather than air is taken up into the tip. Never lay down or invert a pipette with liquid in the tip. The liquid can enter the body causing corrosion, contamination, and inaccurate pipetting. Notice how even a slight tipping of the pipette can cause movement in the liquid in the tip. When pipetting small volumes, remember to touch the tip to the size of the container to make sure that the full volume of liquid is delivered to the container. Thank you guys for joining me in this micropipetting 101 class. I hope you guys have an amazing semester and you guys can do it.